Welcome back to another 2025 NFL Draft Recap, and today we will be covering the Las Vegas Raiders. And if you like this type of content, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate all the support as we are trying to get to 1,100 subscribers. So without further ado, let's get straight into this one. Here we have Ashton Jeanty, the first round pick for the Raiders at pick number 6. He spent 3 years in college football, all with Boise State. In 2022, he had 156 carries for 821 yards with 7 touchdowns, averaging 5.3 yards. He also had 14 receptions for 155 yards, averaging for 11.1 yards. In 2023, he had 220 carries, 1,347 yards, averaging 6.1 yards with 14 touchdowns, and 43 receptions for 569 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaging 13.2 yards per receiving catch. And in 2024, where he finished runner-up in the Heisman vote, he had 374 carries with 2,601 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry with 29 touchdowns. He had 23 receptions for 138 yards, averaging 6 yards and getting a touchdown. And he looks to be a phenomenal generational running back talent, headlining the Raiders offense this year. Should be fun to watch. Here in round 2 with pick number 58, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to pick wide receiver out of TCU, Jack Bech, who had his brother tragically killed during the New Orleans event this year. He spent 4 years in college football, his first 2 at LSU and his final 2 at TCU. He had 43 receptions his freshman year with 489 yards, averaging 11.4 yards with 3 touchdowns. In 2022, he had 16 receptions for 200 yards, averaging 12.5 yards and a touchdown. And in 2023, his first year at TCU, he had 12 receptions for 146 yards with 12.2 yards on average. And in his final year in college football at TCU, he had 62 receptions for 1,034 yards, averaging 16.7 yards per catch with 9 touchdowns. Here in round 3 with pick number 68, the Las Vegas Raiders picked up Darian Porter, cornerback from Iowa State. He was a 5-year player in college, all at Iowa State. In his freshman year in 2020, he had 5 total tackles, 2 solo, 3 assists, and in his sophomore year, he had 3 total tackles, which were 3 assisting tackles. In 2022, he had 15 total tackles, 12 solo tackles, 3 assists, 1 pass deflection. In 2023, his 4th year, he had 10 total tackles, 7 solo, 3 assists, and 3 pass deflections. And in his final year, he had 18 total tackles, 12 solo tackles, 6 assists, 2 pass deflections, and 3 interceptions. Here in the 3rd round with the 98th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders drafted Caleb Rogers, O-lineman out of Texas Tech, and his frame stands at 6'5" with 310 pounds, and he looks to be a pivotal part of the Raiders' O-line, which seems to be always rebuilding year in and year out. Should be fun to watch as he develops. Here in round 3 with pick 99, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to draft Charles Grant, tackle out of William and Mary. He stands at 6'4", 300 pounds, and should be a fun developmental prospect to see develop throughout his career, as the Raiders are looking to bolster up their O-line. Here in the 4th round with pick number 108, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to draft wide receiver out of Tennessee, Dante Thornton Jr. With that pick, he had 2 years with Oregon and 2 years at Tennessee, as he spent 4 years in college football. His freshman year with Oregon, he had 9 receptions for 175 yards, averaging 19.4 yards and 2 touchdowns. In his second year, he had 17 receptions for 366 yards, averaging 21.5 yards and a touchdown. And in his third year, his first at Tennessee, he had 13 receptions for 224 yards and 17.2 yards on average with a touchdown. And in his final year at Tennessee, he had 26 receptions for 661 yards, averaging 25.4 yards and 6 touchdowns. Here in the fourth round with pick number 135, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to draft defensive tackle out of South Carolina, Tonka Hemingway, as he stands at 6'3", 288 pounds. He spent 5 years in college football, all at South Carolina. His freshman year, he had 16 total tackles, 11 solo tackles, 5 assist tackles, 2 pass deflections, and 1 forced fumble. In his sophomore year, he had 6 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 assisted, and in his junior year, he had 33 total tackles, 19 solo tackles, 14 assisting tackles, 1 pass deflection, and 4 sacks. And in his fourth year, he had 32 total tackles, 19 solo, 13 assists, 7 pass deflections, and 1.5 sacks. And in his final year in college football, he had 25 total tackles, 17 solo tackles, 8 assisted tackles, 1 pass deflection, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. And he is looking to bolster up that Raiders D-line. Should be fun to watch. Here in the 6th round with pick number 213, the Vegas Raiders selected Tommy Mellott, quarterback out of Montana State. He spent 4 years in college football, all at Montana State. His freshman year, he had 53 attempts. He completed 28 for 484 yards, 9.1 average yards, and 4 touchdowns. His sophomore year, he had 210 attempts, completing 128 for 1,681 yards, averaging 8 yards per pass, 10 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. His junior year, he had 119 attempts, completing 75 and having 1,068 yards, averaging 9 yards per pass, 10 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. And in his final year, his senior year, he had 301 attempts, completing 204, having 2,783 yards, averaging 9.2 yards per pass, with 31 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. We'll see if he can fight for a backup role at quarterback or a third stringer, or who knows, maybe even the first string quarterback. We'll see. Here in the 6th round with pick number 215, the Raiders selected quarterback out of North Dakota State, Cam Miller, as the Raiders decided to pick up 2 of some of the best FCS quarterbacks this year. Cam Miller spent 5 years in college football, all at North Dakota State. His freshman year, he had 59 attempts, completing 30 with 363 yards, averaging 6.2 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. His sophomore year, he had 151 attempts, completing 103 for 1,444 yards, averaging 9.6 yards per throw, 14 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. His junior year, he had 244 attempts, completing 160 with 1,975 yards, averaging 8.1 yards per throw, with 13 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. His fourth year, he had 291 attempts, completing 208 for 2,687 yards, averaging 9.2 yards per pass, with 19 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. His fifth and final year in college football, he had 351 attempts, completing 258, having 3,251 yards, 9.3 yards on average, 33 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. With their final pick in the draft in round 7, pick number 222, the Las Vegas Raiders decided to draft Cody Lindenberg, linebacker out of Minnesota. He spent 5 years in college football, all at Minnesota. His freshman year, he had 5 solo tackles, 4 assisted tackles, His sophomore year, he had 2 solo tackles, 1 assisted tackles. His junior year, he had 46 solo tackles, 25 assisted tackles, 2 pass deflections, and a sack. His fourth year, he had 18 solo tackles, 13 assisted tackles, 1 forced fumble, and in his fifth and final year, he had 45 solo tackles, 49 assisted tackles, 6 pass deflections, 1 sack, and 1 interception. And he should be a fun 7th round pick to see in preseason and maybe even on the 53-man roster. But that rounds up all of the draft picks in the Raiders 2025 NFL Draft. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate all the support as we are trying to get to 1,100 subscribers. Appreciate all the support, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.